God is using me to share all of the knowledge that He has given me with you all. To go from $2,000 a month to $30,000 a month in less than a year, crazy. I know if I did it, you can do it too.
I'm glad you with me through them downfalls. You take me to farthest. If I got you, then life is good regardless. She my pretty Mona Lisa. She gon' pull up in that Beamer. I call this my little letter to Afia.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's Fia here, also known by Body by Fia, favorite personal trainer, content creator, and all things fitness. If you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you'll be notified every single time that I post. It's been so long since I have posted my last YouTube video, and honestly, I'm ashamed of myself. I literally told myself I would not ghost you guys again, and I believe if it wasn't on the last YouTube video I posted, it was the one before that where somebody had commented, "Girl, please don't ghost us," and why is that exactly what I did? I'm ashamed of myself, but it's okay. Do not worry. I am back and I am better. Let's get right into the video. As you can tell by the title, this is not like my regular form of content. I am here to share my testimony. This testimony is long overdue. I promised God that once I had gotten out of my situation, I would share my story with the world, but better late than never. So here we are, and I am just going to give you guys like a brief timeline and overview. Everything that I am going to be sharing is all related and ties in to my testimony, and yeah, I just hope that this is not too long for you guys, and I hope that you are inspired and you get something out of this. I do want to open up with a word, and it's so crazy. Every time I open up my Bible, I literally either open it up to this verse that I'm about to read right now, or the other verse that I'm going to read. And then there's this one other verse that I always open it up to as well. But we are reading from Matthew 17, verse 20, and it reads, "Because of your little faith," he told them, "for I truly tell you, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you will tell this mountain to move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you." And then Luke 17, verse 6. And it reads, "If you have faith the size of a mustard seed," the Lord said, "you can say to this mulberry tree, be uprooted and planted in the sea, and it will obey you." Holy Spirit, I'm asking you to take absolute control over this video. I'm asking that you speak to me, speak through me, and have your way. Let your will be done, and we should be able to give you all the glory and honor. This we ask. In Jesus' mighty holy name we pray with thanksgiving. Amen. I am very nervous, but God has been tugging on my heart so hard to share this story, so I'm just going to give you guys a brief overview of the beginning, and then as we get into like 2022, that's when I will slow things down. So in 2017, I was at Frostburg State University. I was in my second year, first semester. Long story short, I got caught smoking, and then my parents pulled me out of school and transferred me over to community college. As crazy as that sounds, that's actually what happened. So when I got to community college, I was living with my brother at the time. Him and his wife were drug testing me just to make sure that I was clean, staying away from weed, and actually stopping while I was with them and while I was doing community college. So during that time period, all of the friends that I had associated myself with was smoking as well, because you know, birds of a feather flock together. And when I got pulled out, it was like kind of like a reality check, and I had to instantly stop. And in order to stop all the way, I had to cut off the people around me who were, you know, doing it as well. So yes, as much as my parents wanted me to stop, I felt like I needed to stop as well, because it was just getting out of hand. It was to the point where I was going to class high, coming home smoking. It was just like an all-day thing. So it was getting out of hand, and I felt like I did need, you know, that sudden stop. Of course, in the moment I was mad, but it all worked out for my good. As I was saying, I had to cut off all of my friends and wasn't talking to anybody at the time. I didn't have anybody to talk to. It was just like me and God. And just a little background. I am a pastor's child. My dad is a pastor. So I did grow up in the church, but I felt like I never really had no real relationship with God. So just keep that in mind. So it was just me and God. I was listening to my worship music. I was praying here and there, but I still didn't have that relationship with him. While I was at the community college living with my brother. I ended up getting a job at Domino's. I was keeping myself busy, you know, just to keep myself distracted and not tempt myself to want to like fall back into, you know, smoking again. And that is when I had fell into a deep depression. So I did deal with withdrawals. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, and this is 2018 now. So 2018, I'm depressed, I'm not eating, I'm barely sleeping, I have no friends, and it was just me. So the whole of 2018, I spent at community college, and that winter semester, my parents finally trusted me again and was like, okay, like, we're ready for you to transfer back out to a university. We trust and believe that you will not get back into the old habits that you were doing. So I was like, yeah, cool. I applied to Towson University. I didn't go back to Frostburg. I applied to Towson University and ended up getting accepted. And 2019 spring semester is when I transferred out to Towson University. So I transferred out to Towson University. I got my own apartment with my really close childhood friend. And at that time, it had been like 6 months of me not smoking. Yes, I got caught in 2017, like November, but I did not go cold turkey. I was still finding ways to smoke. They don't know that to this day, but hey, like, the cat's out the bag. So I was still finding ways to smoke. By the time I was ready to transfer out to Towson University, it had been 6 months of me smoke-free. So I was like, okay, I can do this. I'm getting the hang of it. So, boom, I moved to Towson, and I am rooming with my friend, and my boyfriend at the time is always at my apartment with me. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, I got my life back together. I feel like, you know, whole again, right? So long story short, my boyfriend at the time was like, hey, like, you're getting really, really skinny and it's starting to become unattractive. Yes, he said that. Honestly, if it wasn't for him saying that, I don't know where I would be today, because everybody around me was telling me and I wasn't listening. My parents, my siblings, you know, they were all telling me, letting me know, like, hey, you're becoming really small, you need to start eating, but I wasn't really listening to it. So it wasn't until he said what he said that like a light bulb switched on and was like, girl, you need to get your life together. So 2019 spring semester, I made it a mission to start eating. I started force feeding myself. Like, I knew I wasn't hungry, I knew I didn't have an appetite, but I was like, I know what my goal is and I want to, you know, reach it. So I was working out here and there, but it wasn't anything really consistent. It was more so like, you know, whenever I felt like it. But with the meals, I was staying on top of it. And I noticed as I started to stay on top of the meals, I began to like gain an appetite. So I started, you know, eating more. And then it was the middle of 2019. I was still very small, but I started seeing like, you know, little changes here and there. And once I started seeing that, y'all, that motivated me like to go even harder, like to start eating even more. And this is where I talk about in my first YouTube video where I was dirty bulking. I wasn't necessarily eating out a lot. I was just eating a lot of fatty foods. So like I was making cheeseburgers with bacon and just so much oil. And then I was eating like, you know, I don't know what the brand is called, but I was eating like a lot of cup of noodles, not cup of noodles, but it was, what's the other thing called? Ramen. I was eating a lot of ramen with so much salt in it, and it was just making me gain weight really, really quickly. Of course, I was eating like chicken. I wasn't eating salmon at the time just yet, but I was eating chicken, chicken wings, chicken thighs, chicken breasts, and a lot of like fatty foods. That's when the end of 2019, I was like, okay, like let me start seriously working out. Like let me start dedicating time each day to work out. And this is when I was working out from home. So I had a mat, and then I ordered some resistance bands, and I was just working out. I made a schedule and I was sticking to it. So then 2020 comes around and I'm like, okay, I see a little bit of progress. It wasn't nothing big, but it was like better than where I was before. And now I had an appetite. COVID hits, so now we're in the house and we have no choice but to, like, you know, eat. I feel like it was eat, sleep, repeat. So what I did was eat, sleep, workout, repeat. That's all I was doing all of 2020. And as I was doing that, I started seeing results rapidly. Like, the results were coming in really fast. I was only doing at-home workouts. All I knew to do were donkey kicks, fire hydrants, jump squats, crab walks. It was a lot. Everything that I showed you guys in my first YouTube video, that's what I was doing. Then October comes and my roommate was like, let's do Squattober. And I was like, yeah, girl, like, let's do it, right? For those who don't know, that's when you squat every single day for the whole month of October. And you could do it any type of way that you want to. I don't remember the exact routine we followed, but we were squatting every single day. And the end of Squattober, y'all, my results, like my body, I was like, who is this girl, right? So, of course, I had the butt, but I had a stomach too, because I was dirty bulking. I was eating whatever I want. It wasn't nothing that was healthy, quote unquote. Okay, so let's backtrack. In the beginning of 2020, when COVID hit, I decided to open up my own hair care line. So yes, I wasn't taking care of myself, my body, I wasn't eating, but also I was neglecting my hair. So my hair had broke off severely, and I decided to make a hair growth product from scratch. And y'all, I was using that consistently and I saw great results. Like, my hair started growing really, really thick. So then I was like, okay, I could sell this. And I knew I wanted to do something along, you know, entrepreneur side. So I was like, okay, let me start selling this. So I started selling it, and I was selling it to my family, my friends. Wasn't getting much sales, but, you know, it was better than nothing. And I really enjoyed doing it. So, and I wasn't promoting it or nothing. I was just, you know, posting, but I didn't really know how to, you know, do much to it. But we're gonna come back to that a little bit later. On my hair care product page, on the close friends, I was like, y'all, what if I start a workout line? Like, would you guys support me? And then I posted like a picture of my before and afters, and everybody was like, yes, yes, yes. And y'all, that was that. Like, that was the end of that. I was just like, okay, cool. Like, I was happy about it, but nothing like that I really put much thought to. So 2020 was a time where I got introduced to Michael Todd. I know there's a lot of hate around him right now, but he played a huge role in my life. I swear, when I came across Michael Todd in 2020, he made the words so digestible, understandable, so interesting, to the point where I was like wanting to learn more about God. And then that's when I started forming my own relationship with God, because I was like, oh, like, this is how it works. Even being that, like, I'm a pastor's daughter, I grew up in the church. Like I said before, I didn't really have no relationship with God. But when I came across Michael Todd and just heard how like easy it was to understand God and like the promises that he has over our lives and so on and so forth, I was like, whoa, I want to learn more. So all of 2020, I was listening to Michael Todd. He was teaching me about faith. I didn't even know about faith, how it works. And as I kept watching him, my faith started to grow, because I was understanding the concept of, you know, God and how he works. So I forgot to mention that, and I just wanted to go ahead and add that in, because that is a very important part. So now we are at January of 2021. I have gained all this weight. I am doing so much better in life. I'm so much happier. I feel so much more confident. I wasn't as insecure as I was when I was smaller. And I am in my last semester of college, and I'm about to graduate. With graduation around the corner, I majored in psychology with a minor in business administration, and I knew with my specific major I would have to go back to school, you know, to get my master's in order to find a good job. And I knew I was done with school. I didn't want to do no more of it, so I was like, yeah, that's not the plan. I didn't really know what I was going to do next. So I graduated college, I moved back home, but this time with my parents, and that was like the first time I was living with my parents in a long time, because remember, in 2017, when I had transferred out of Frostburg to Montgomery College, I was living with my brother and his wife. Living with my parents was just like, I feel like I just didn't know how to function. So my mom told me to come work with her for the summertime. And I was like, okay, sure, because, you know, I didn't have any other job. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I was selling my hair care products. And I was like, while I'm at her shop, I can sell my products as well. So for those who don't know, my mom is a seamstress. She owns her own business and she has her own storefront. And I was working with her out of her shop. I know how to sew as well. But I wasn't helping with the sewing. I was basically taking care of the customers, checking them out, measuring them. And while I was doing that for the whole summer, I was also watching motivational videos on YouTube. And this is where I came across Steve Harvey and his story. Y'all, Steve Harvey's story literally took me out. So remember, in 2020, I started my journey and learning about faith and becoming closer to God. And I started writing things down, you know what I mean? And then in 2021, when I heard about Habakkuk 2 and 2, Write the Vision, Make It Plain from Steve Harvey and his story, bro, I was wowed. I was like, there's no way, like, and like the way I thought about it was like, if it happened for him, it could happen for me. You know what I mean? So I started, you know, drowning myself with motivational speakers, Les Brown, Tom Bilyeu. I think that's how you say his last name. I'm not sure. But I was just watching all of these motivational speakers, watching all of these interviews, just trying to, like, you know, expand my mind, expand my mindset, and just learn more and more about the power of faith, how it works, and, you know, how successful people work too. Working at the shop, I was getting paid, and then God laid it upon my heart to give every other paycheck, complete paycheck that I was getting paid from my mom, to offering at my church. So yes, I was paying my tithes, but God had laid it upon my heart to pay my full paycheck of every other paycheck that I got paid to offering. Okay, so I am now editing and adding the screenshots in, and so this is a screenshot of what God had laid upon my heart. So it wasn't the full paycheck until later down the line, but when he first laid it upon my heart, it was 50% of what I make, and then of course that was on top of my tithes. So if you read over the screenshot, you will be able to see on April 7th of 2021, this is what God laid upon my heart at first, and then it soon turned into the full paycheck of every other paycheck. I hope that clarifies any confusion. So I started doing that, and I started, you know, documenting it. I was writing everything down because you remember Habakkuk 2 and 2, and then Michael Todd talking about, you know, the power of faith, the power of writing things down. And I was also stapling the checks that I was giving as offering to my journal, like just for some sort of memory. I don't know. And then I came across Moonex Cosmetics and her story, right? And that one, I was just like, okay. I know I've watched Steve Harvey, I've watched Les Brown, I watched all of those people's stories, but those are men that are way older than me, right? So when I came across Moonex Cosmetics, I was like, okay, this girl is, I don't even know how old she was at the time. I think like 20, I'm not sure, or 19, I'm not sure. But she had made $1 million in 8 minutes, y'all. I was like so dumbfounded, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, whoa. Yes, I already believed, I had the faith that like my hair care line was going to blow up some way, somehow. I didn't have to worry about the how, but I just believed in my heart that it was going to blow up. But actually seeing somebody who looked like me doing it, I was just like, whoa, like this could happen for me too. And it don't take that long for it to happen. So that's how I started thinking. So my boyfriend at the time, I told him about her, and my birthday was coming up, and he actually went behind my back, DM'd her, and tried to surprise me with a conversation with her, like a 10-minute conversation with her for $500. But long story short, that didn't end up working out. Like she was going to do it, but then something happened, and then she had a pop-up shop in Atlanta, and he surprised me with that. And so we came out here, and y'all, I was literally fangirling over her. I could not believe it. I was like, this is so, like, this is real life. Like, this is her life. I couldn't believe it. And that's when I was like, okay, like I'm done. Like I want to move to Atlanta. Like there's nothing for me back in Maryland. Like I'm working with my mom, yes, but I know that I want to pursue my business full time and really grow it and, you know, expand it to its full capacity. I said, for my birthday, let's go to Atlanta, and I want to tour apartments. That's all I want to do. I don't want to do nothing for my birthday but tour apartments. So we did just that. We came to Atlanta and started touring apartments. So we came to Atlanta. We started touring apartments, right? And we came across this apartment complex that one of my friends told me about, and I fell in love with it off the rip. We went to so many different apartments, but then we saved the one that my friend told me about for last because it was a luxury apartment, and I was like, you know, I'm coming out here, I don't got much money to my name, and we gotta take it easy, like, you know what I mean? So we came to tour this apartment. I was like, no, I cannot live anywhere else but here, right? So long story short, towards the end of July, we ended up applying to one of the apartments that we toured. We didn't get accepted. They needed more information. So by the time we ended up submitting more information, the apartment was sold. I was really, really sad about it. I was just like, God, like, I was believing you for this apartment. It was $1,800, so we would only have to pay $900 each. And I was just like, you know, that's perfect. I don't know how I'm gonna pay it, but that's perfect. And I believe that my business is going to take off to provide. This has been a hard, I want to say it's been damn near a month. It has been a hard month of looking and searching for an apartment in Atlanta. We got denied, but we're about to get accepted, so I'm not even upset about that. But it just goes to show you what faith can do. Like, I already know we're accepted. I'm speaking into existence because I know God's plan. I prayed, he showed me signs, and I know that this apartment's ours. And I can't wait to share this story to the rest of the world because God has been so good. Like, and this is just a story like that we're going to tell. Like, this is something that we're gonna add to our story, you know, just to inspire people. Like, I tell God all the time, like, what I'm going through, I'm gonna use it to spread his word and inspire the people around me, because I know. So after we didn't get accepted to that apartment, all the other apartments that were up were not really, you know, they didn't have enough space and it wasn't worth the amount that it was going for. Until we came across this panoramic windows apartment on the 18th floor that we were like, yeah, like that's our dream apartment. We toured and everything, but we knew like we didn't have $3,000 to pay every month for that apartment. Long story short, I was like, you know what? I'm on this crazy faith journey. Let's do it. Let's apply to this $3,000 apartment. And my boyfriend at the time was like, let's do it. And y'all, we ended up applying to that $3,000 apartment, and I wrote in my journal, God, I believe that this apartment is mine. $1,800 was the apartment, and we applied for it with no funds. So this is a $3,000 apartment, $1,500 each. Didn't have it, not close to it. But I was like, hey, go big or go home. So we applied and we got denied. They needed more information, and basically we ended up finessing the information. Highly don't recommend. I wouldn't say highly don't recommend because this is all part of my story. So this is in August. We get accepted in August, like the ending of August, and our move-in date is like September 17th, I believe, right? And I was like, I got some more money to make. I cannot move right now. I cannot afford it right now. So our move-in date was like September 17th. So the full $3,000 was not due since it was like in the middle of the month. So we had the money to pay, you know, the deposit and the half a month of September that we had to pay. And our next full month wasn't going to be until October, right? And I was like, still in October, I probably won't move in till then. I'm still working with my mom. I'm still giving every other paycheck to offering. So I'm like, bro, I cannot afford this apartment right now. I cannot afford to leave working with my mom right now to come move into that apartment. So for October, I paid the rent, still living at home. And then I think my boyfriend at the time had moved in by October, right? And then I didn't move in until the end of October, so basically November. And the day that I was moving in, I had about, I want to say $1,500, I think one month's worth of rent. And on the day that I left to Atlanta, my mom and dad gave me $1,000. So I was like, okay, cool. Now I have 2 months worth of rent, and it's enough wiggle room for me to really get this hair care line and business off the ground. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. I come out there with no job, believing God for my hair care line to take off, and it was just what I really believed in my heart was going to happen. And everybody else kept telling me to get a job, and I was just like, no. I'm having faith, crazy faith that my hairline would take off. So in November, December, I started posting on TikTok here and there. It wasn't really doing any numbers. Mid-November, I was running low on money. I started door dashing. Hey y'all, I'm back again with another video. I came out to DoorDash, and it's very, very slow. I've gotten about 3 orders, but all the orders I've gotten have been $5 or less, and that's too small. I don't know what to do. I'm praying and asking that God would speak to me. I don't know what to do. I've just been feeling a little weird, like I need some sort of direction. God, how can I serve? Holy Spirit, take control. I think I'm gonna go home. And God, help me to serve somebody today. Use me today. Help me to serve somebody today. I don't know in what shape or form you want me to serve somebody, but I'm willing, open arms to serve somebody. That's when I was like, okay, I need to get a job. So I applied to this work from home job. Hey y'all, I have a job interview for this remote position, and I'm just coming to you guys to tell you that I got the job, and I just want you to see how powerful, how faith in God goes a long way. So I'll be back after the interview. I got the motherfucking job, and what did I say? Watch God work. Don't never play with me or God. You dumb? It was with an insurance company. I was taking calls, and I hated it. But I knew I needed the money. I was getting paid $16 an hour. So that's like $500 a week. I started working that job like the beginning of December. So December comes around, I don't have the full rent, right? So I have like partially part of the rent. I believe like I owed like an extra like $400. It wasn't nothing major, but I didn't have it, and I let that roll over to January's rent, right? So January came, I don't have much money to my name, and I'm not able to make the full rent again. Mind you, my boyfriend at the time is able to pay his part. So still didn't have a full amount, but I was just paying it off as I got like my paycheck, my first few paychecks. So every January, my church does 21 days of fasting and praying, right? I knew I wanted my hair care line to take off, but I wanted to find my purpose, and I wasn't sure if that was my purpose. Yes, I enjoyed doing it. Yes, my products worked, but I really didn't feel fulfilled doing it. So the fast came around. I decided to do it, and my main focus during the fast was to find my purpose. So that's what I was praying to God for throughout the whole fast, right? So the fast ended on the 27th of January, and on the 28th, well, the 27th night, I was up till like 3 a.m. and I was going through my photos, and I decided to put together, I don't even know what app I used. I think I used CapCut because people on TikTok were talking about CapCut, yeah. I put together my transformation from 2019 to 2020.
I was a stick, weighed 130 pounds. I started working out and eating 3 meals a day. Then I got so thick, weighed 165 pounds. Then moved to Atlanta and lost all my weight as an age. Now I'm 145 pounds.
and I didn't want anybody to see it. I was up at 3 a.m. I was like, I'm gonna post this. I don't want nobody to see it, and go to sleep and just wake up and probably delete it. That was my mindset. Y'all, I posted that video at 3 a.m. and I woke up and it blew up. The girls were going crazy, like, no way, like, what are you eating? What workouts did you do? So after work every day, my work schedule was from like 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. Y'all, I started recording content. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was recording. I would literally put my phone up on the floor, or I would like stack some stuff up and put my phone up and start recording like different workouts that I was doing that helped me gain that weight, that helped me grow my glutes. And the girls were eating up that content, y'all. I just want to take a video of this moment. God is so good, y'all. Like, I don't think y'all understand. I just posted this video on TikTok and it's going crazy, yo. Faith, y'all. Like, faith. God is working, y'all. I've been praying. I've been praying for this moment. God, I thank you. I thank you for what you're doing in my life, Lord Father. Continue to use me when people see me. And help them to see your goodness. And help them to see how far faith really takes you, yo. I swear that's my purpose, to preach to people about faith, yo. I've been documenting this journey, and this is all going to be a story that I will share on my life. God, I am sharing this. Faith, crazy faith. Shout out to Michael Todd, yo. Like, God is too good. Mind you, I'm still at my 9 to 5, working that call center job, still staying consistent, posting content. My followers started to grow like water. Like, anything that anybody asked for in terms of like the meals I was eating, in terms of like supplements I was taking, in terms of the different workouts I was doing, I was posting it. So I was literally taking what they wanted and just giving them free game. And so that is when I asked one of my friends, Alma, the B-Look on Instagram, look her up. Ooh, she literally holds a special like place in my heart. But I had asked her and somebody else to train them, and she was like one of the ones that was like actually serious, and she allowed me to start training her. So after work, I would train her at like 10 p.m., y'all. I was training her till like 10 to 11 p.m. And then as I was training her, people started like inquiring about getting trained by me. So while all of this is going on, me blowing up on TikTok, me posting all this social media content, I am what now, like 3.5 months behind on rent. Hey y'all, I am currently clocked in at work, Delta Dental. Let me take this off, it's making me look kind of crazy. I'm about 2.5 months behind on rent, and I received a final warning letter on my door. I see it. Final warning. It says, we are writing this to inform you that management will no longer delay in taking legal steps to gain possession of your apartment due to non-payment of rent. Payment is due in the form of a cashier's check or a personal check. And if payment is not received by 12 p.m. on the 16th, which was yesterday, even though I received this letter on my door today, additional fee of $250 will be required in order to cancel the eviction process. I'm just making this video to show you how God is about to work in my life. Like, I've been praying for God to strengthen my faith in so many ways. I've been praying for God to use me, to help me inspire the people around me, to strengthen their faith. And just to, like, I want people to look at me and to see that it was only by God's grace and mercy that I've come this far. It's only by God's grace and mercy that I made it through working at a $16 per hour job paying $1,500 rent. I want God to use me and my faith to move people around me, inspire them, as he has been already doing while still in this situation that I'm in. Haven't even gotten out of it, and I'm still able to motivate and inspire the people around me. Just a little background story, but I want to make this video, and I promise to God, I'm going to post this once the miracle has happened. Because I want you guys to know that through faith, all things are possible. Don't get me wrong. I have my days where I'm like, why did I do this? Like, what made me do this? I'm probably only gonna post this on my close friends because I look very crazy, but there are gonna be days where I'm like, I do have my days where I'm like, why did I put myself through this? But it's only making me stronger. It's making my faith stronger. The devil has his ways of trying to attack my mind. I've had so many mental breakdowns that it's like to the point where I wake up this morning, if I'm smiling, it's kind of like I hear a voice in my head like, why are you smiling? But then there's God. It should be every reason for me to be smiling. Like, he woke me up this morning. I know that my purpose has not been fulfilled yet. I am walking in my purpose. I believe I'm walking in my purpose right now. God is using me. He is molding me. Y'all, he is working. And I'm going to tell you guys, this rent is going to be paid off. How much do I owe? $4,528 will be paid off. Mark my words. My God is a miracle working God. I'm telling you guys do not know what I've been through, but my story is one to share. I've been taking pictures. I've been just documenting everything because I know God has something in store for me. He has something in store for us. Everybody around us is wondering why we're putting ourselves through this. God, he's working. And that's just how I'm gonna end this. Alright, bye. I love you guys. We are receiving eviction letters, eviction notices put on our doors, and I don't know where the money is going to come from. So it got to a point where the rental office stopped allowing us to pay the rent unless it was the full amount. So they stopped allowing me to make those payments that I was making, like moment by moment, every time I was getting my paycheck, because they were like, no, we need the full rent or nothing. I was just like, you know what, like, God, why is this happening? Like, I moved out here, me and my boyfriend at the time moved out here on faith. And, you know, as I was learning about faith, I was like, I thought this is what faith looks like. Y'all, I just got my lashes done and keep sticking together. But I was just like, you know what? I thought this is what faith looks like. Like, why is this happening? Why are we about to get evicted? And I was just praying, like, trusting, like, you know, God was going to come through. But at the same time, those doubts was filling my head up. I really did not know what to do. And it got to a point where I was falling back into a depression. And that's when I literally started my gym journey. So yes, I was working out at home. Yes, the girls were asking for my routine of my at-home workouts. But I started to get in the gym, you know, like, try to, like, get my mind off of what was going on in the present day. Like, okay, so I was saying, us about to get evicted started to take control over me. Like, I could not handle it anymore. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I really don't. So I decided to do 3 days no call, no show. Long story short, my job allowed me to come back, and I worked for an additional like 2 days before they fired me. And I was just like, now I'm fired. I don't have a job. The little money that they was paying me was, you know, helping me in some way, shape, or form. But now I have nothing. I feel like God's timing is always the best timing, because guess what? I lost my job yesterday, and I was supposed to make this video on Monday. Alright, my plan was to quit the end of this week, but that was cut short yesterday. Long story short, 3 days no call, no show. and by God's grace, I was able to get my job back. It's really a long story that I'm not really gonna go into, but I was able to get my job back, and then I had got a new manager, spoke to her about the situation, and thought that she was for me, but you know, them hoes be against you. They be working against you in real life. So she faked like everything was okay, but come to find out, my recruiter called me yesterday and was like that they ended my assignment. So I had mixed emotions. I didn't know how to feel. Like, I was feeling some sort of relief, but at the same time I was making myself worried. I don't believe that I was actually worried, because as you know, I paid $1,500 for rent, and it's like I don't have that $1,500, but God is good, God is great. So on Sunday actually, I started personal training, and it has been such a wonderful experience so far. Like, I love this. This is my first time ever training, and I seriously love this. Like, I'm in love with teaching people how to, you know, get their body right. It's like, I really feel like I'm walking in purpose right now. And I see so much for myself. Like, today I was talking to Sean about, you know, meal prepping. Also, I want to come out with my own resistant bands. I want to come out with my own athletic wear line. I want to come out with so much. I have so many ideas in store, and it's like God is continuously showing out. Like, whoo, God is so good. This is only the beginning. I'm training a couple of people, and it's just been going really well. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful. And yeah, stay tuned for more. I'm praying for sponsorships. I'm praying for just more exposure. I'm praying for, like, through this journey, I want to inspire the people around me. Like, I want people to know that through faith, all things are possible. Like, you just got to put your mind to it, believe it with all your heart, all your might, all your soul, and leave the rest up to God, like, honestly. And I feel like I'm doing this through training. So yes, this is only the beginning. Got smoothie in my teeth. Okay, so I started training March 27th. And today is March 30th. So it's been 3 days, and it's been a wonderful 3 days. So yeah, I feel like everything's happening for a reason, because I did believe that I was not able to work that 12 to 9 job and train at the same time. And I'm about to come out with my fitness plan next week. That's my goal. And yeah, let's get it. I'm so excited for this journey, and I just wanted to document it all. But that's all I have for you guys today. Talk to you later. So my boyfriend at the time's friend had told him about some program for rental assistance. I'm not really sure what it's called, but once I figure it out, I'm gonna put it on the screen. So we basically applied to the program, and when you apply, they have to stop the eviction process. So it put the eviction process on a pause, and we were just praying, and believing that God will pull through. So not only did God pull through for the months that we were missing, but God also pulled through until like the month of July. And y'all, I could not believe it. But by that time, I had started taking like clients. People were like, you know, I just got fired, so people were asking to get trained, and I had more time to train. So I was taking on clients and charging them like $150 to like $200, and I was training all day, and I was getting paid from that. And you know, there was people like that were not like in my area that were asking, you know, for my routine, and asking for what I was eating. So I was like, all right, let me go ahead and make a meal guide. Y'all, I made this 21-day of breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack ideas meal guide with a grocery list. Sold it for $15.99, and my first 4 days of putting it in my bio, not promoting it, but putting it in my bio, I made $1,000. Hey y'all, coming back with an update. I dropped my weight gain guide. It's called 21 Days of Weight Gain with Fia Beauty, which includes a 21-day meal prep. So the day I got fired, I was like, no way, like, what am I about to do? But then I realized that this is what I've been praying for, like, more time to just go full-fledged on this workout thing. And guys, I made $1,000 in 4 days. Like, come on. If that's not God, then I don't know what is. Like, that was only by God's grace. And literally, like, I was making $500 a week at my job. So to be able to go from $500 a week to $1,000 in 4 days, oof, the amount of gratefulness I have in my heart, one would never be able to imagine. But yeah, so excited for this new YouTube journey. And yeah, I'll be back later. I just want to thank God for how far I've come. Freaking hit $1,000 in 4 days. I'm at 20K followers on TikTok, and we're at 500,000 views on my most viewed video. Making $5,000 a month, okay? That's my goal. To make $5,000 this month. My goal was $1,000, and I made $1,000 in 4 days. And let's watch God work, because I know it's done. Just taking all these videos just to document this whole journey, because best believe I'm going to make a compilation when I make it. All of these videos will be included. But yeah, it's up. I'm training tonight. I'm excited. My clients are already starting to see results, and I'm just so excited and grateful and thankful. Like, if this is what walking in your purpose feels like, I want to be walking in my purpose forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Like, this is all for the upbringing of God's glory. And I'm just so very grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. As happy as I've ever been in my life. Like, this feels so good. And yeah. So I'll talk to you guys later. So on top of training and making that passive income, I was like, bro, this is the most money I've ever seen in my life. Like, God, are you telling me I found my purpose? Y'all, I was so happy. And I kept going. I kept staying consistent, kept posting the content. And God was just literally like guiding me. Because y'all, I did not know nothing about marketing. I did not know nothing about ebooks. I did not know nothing about anything. I was just literally praying for God to, give me the information. And y'all, praying and fasting, and he was literally coming through time and time again. So from when I first created my ebook to about August, so it was like April, May, so it was like from like end of April to August, I had made a total of like $6,600, and that was with no promotion. Remember, I do not know how to market, and I'm shy. So I was like, yes, I'm putting out all this content, but I do not like talking, and I don't know how to promote my product. So I was not promoting it at all. But I did pray about it, because I know anything that I feel like I'm incapable of doing, he will be able to make me capable of doing it. And I truly believe that. So I prayed about it. And y'all, I am so freaking nervous to post today, because I know this post is going to change my life. I know it's about to change my life. And I'm so nervous. When I prayed about, coming up with a plan on how to promote, how to market, that very next month, I made $12,000 in a month. So mind you, I made this digital product for $15.99. It did so well. I was like, okay, let me make another product. I sold it for $40. From the end of April to August, I made $6,600 without promoting it. I just had the link in my bio. The very next month, when I decided to promote it, I made $12,000. And then from November to December, I made $17,000. Over $17,000. Once I figured out my worth, I went ahead, I redid all of my guides, and I charged it according to what it was actually worth. And that very next month, January of 2023, I made $30,000 strictly off of ebooks. And by that time, I had about 15 clients that I was charging about $400. So I was able to raise my price from $150 to $400. $500. Yeah, it was like $400 to $500. And then I had this ebook selling it on autopilot. Like, the purpose of this video is to show God's goodness, God's mercy, and God's faithfulness. Like, the power of faith, I truly believe my purpose on this earth is to teach people the power of faith. The power of believing God for the impossible, guys. Time and time again, I was believing God for something that I knew I couldn't do. Something I felt incapable of doing. But I believed him for it. And I feel like it's my purpose. God is calling me to show others like that what you want in this life is possible. All you have to do is believe and have faith. And that's why I opened up with Matthew 17 verse 20 and also Luke 17 verse 6. I literally hold those verses very near and dear to my heart. Like, having faith. Okay, my camera overheated. The devil's not stopping this word. I'm gonna let you know that right now. But that's why I was saying, that's why I hold these verses very near and dear to my heart. But because God is saying to us, all we need is faith as small as a mustard seed. And if you look up a mustard seed, y'all, it is very, very small. God is just saying, trust me. I will do the rest. Like, just trust me. And it just blows my mind, like, how far I've come. Every time I think about it, it's just, I can't believe it. Like, the rest is, like, literally history, y'all. I am financially free. I am able to pay my parents' mortgage. It was all because I put my faith and trust in God through all the trials, through all the tribulations. Just always believing. Of course, the doubt was there, but just always believing that, like, he was going to make a way is why I am where I am today. And I know that, yes, I've done it. And God is now calling me to teach others how to do it. I am now teaching anybody with a passion of fitness to turn that passion into uncapped profit, into financial freedom. All of the information is going to be linked below. I do have a free masterclass that you can watch. And it will just give you all of the methods, all of the secrets, just everything that God has blessed me with. I am just sharing that knowledge with you guys, and I just really, really hope that you enjoy it. I'm going to be teaching you how to become financially free, how to become a 6- and 7-figure business off of your passion. From the power of faith to how to market to how to turn that passion into uncapped profit on autopilot. It's not all about, you know, training in person or online coaching. You gotta understand, yes, having money is good, but having time is even better. You are not financially free until you're able to do whatever you want, whenever you want. So I am teaching the girls how to make 5 figures in a month off of digital products, off of your passion for fitness by selling digital products. And just a disclaimer, I was doing all of this without knowing anything. I did not know nothing about anything. All I knew was my little 1, 2, 3 at-home workouts, but once I started training in the gym, I knew nothing. I did not have a certification until the ending of 2022. But I did not know a thing. I did not know how to market. I barely knew how to train. But I put my trust in God. I said, God, I don't know nothing. I believe that God takes the unprepared and prepares them. And that's what he was doing. I was putting my trust in him. And he was just like, so you do not need a certification. You do not need to know how to market. You do not need to have followers. You do not need any of that to be successful at what I am about to start teaching. You do not need any of that. All you need is real life proof of you and your transformation, you and your passion for fitness. That is all you need, nothing else. This is for the girls who just love fitness. This is for the people who are already fitness content creators, who want to monetize themselves. This is also for people who are already a personal trainer, who are already an online coach, and want to gain more freedom. This is for all the girls with passion for fitness. God is using me to share all of the knowledge that He has given me with you all. So this is what I'm here to do, and I'm so happy to do it, and I am going to be giving you guys everything, literally the blueprint step by step. Okay, to go from $2,000 a month to $30,000 a month in less than a year is crazy. So let's get it. Do not sleep on this moment. Go grab that free masterclass in the description box below, and let's get started. And I just really thank God for giving me this platform and for just allowing me to, you know, share my story with you all. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope this video is not too long, but this was just a quick overview of my story. Please let me know your thoughts. I will be posting more content like about faith and stuff like that. Of course, I will still keep up with, you know, my regular content of workout routines, what I eat in a day, and then like just daily vlogs. I am trying to get a little bit deeper with you guys and show you guys more of my personal life. So I will be doing like more of that stuff as well. But let me know what other type of content that you guys would like to see as well. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. I love and appreciate each and every one of you guys for supporting me every step of the way. From the beginning, when I was just winging it and didn't know nothing, I didn't have any certification, I was just, you know, trusting God. And then just all the support and all the trust that you guys put in me to share my weight gain journey and my routine, my diet, and so on and so forth. I really appreciate all the love and support that you guys have shown thus far, and I cannot wait to see where God is going to take all of us. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I love you.